Now we'll take a look at the introduction to Google Compute Engine, or these are the virtual machines available in Google Cloud. So what is Google Compute Engine? So Google Compute Engine is a computing and hosting service that lets you create and run virtual machines on Google infrastructure. Google Compute Engine offers scale, performance, and value that lets you easily launch large compute clusters on Google's infrastructure. There are no upfront investments, and you can run thousands of virtual CPUs on a system that offers quick, consistent performance. So, what are the advantages of Google Cloud Engine? Google's Cloud's unmanaged compute service is Compute Engine. You can think of Compute Engine as providing an infrastructure as a service because the system provides a robust computing infrastructure, but you must choose and configure the platform components that you want to use. With Compute Engine, it's your responsibility to configure, administer, and monitor the systems. Google will ensure that resources are available, reliable, and ready for you to use, but it's up to you to provision and manage them. The advantage here is you have complete control of the systems and unlimited flexibility. So it's like a virtual machine on the cloud. So use virtual machines, also called instances, to build your application. Much like you would if you had your own hardware infrastructure, you can choose from a variety of instance types to customize your configuration to meet your needs and budget. Choose which global regions and zones to deploy your resources in, giving you control over where your data is stored and used. Choose which operating systems, development stacks, languages, frameworks, services, and other software technologies you prefer. And you can also create instances from public or private images. So some more advantages. Use Google Cloud storage technologies or any third-party technologies that you prefer. So you're not limited with where you store data. Use Google Cloud Marketplace to quickly deploy pre-configured software packages. For example, you can deploy a LAMP or mean stack with just a few clicks. You can create instance groups to more easily manage multiple instances together. You can use things like auto scaling with an instance group to automatically add and remove capacity as necessary on the fly. So you don't need to scope the entire scale upfront. You can start small and then increase, or alternatively, you can reduce capacity as well. And you can attach and detach disks as needed to add storage, remove storage. And you can also use SSH to connect directly to your instances. So let's take a look at the free tier limits and what we get in the free tier. So you get one non-preemptible F1 micro VM instance per month in one of the following US regions. Either it should be in Oregon, US West 1, or Iowa, US Central 1, or South Carolina, US East 1. You also get 30 GB per month of HDD storage. You get 5 GB per month snapshot storage in the following regions. So again, it is US West, US Central, US East, or in Asia East as well, and Belgium, Europe West. You get 1 GB network egress from North America to all region destinations, excluding China and Australia per month. Egress is data out. And note that your free tier F1 micro instance limit is limited by time, not by instance. So each month, eligible use of all your F1 micro instances is free until you have used a number of hours equal to the total hours in the current month. And usage calculations are combined across the supported regions. Google Cloud free tier does not include external IP addresses. Also note that GPUs and TPUs are not included in the free tier offer. You're always charged for GPUs and TPUs that you add to VM instances. I believe you can't even use the free credits that you get, $300 for places where it says it will be charged. Example, the GPU. I'm not 100% clear whether the GPU and TPU usages will come out of your free credits, but I believe not. So let's take a look at the topics that we are going to cover in the demo. We are going to cover how to create a Linux VM. We'll see how to connect to this VM, and then we'll see how to transfer files to this VM from Windows. I only have a Windows machine, so I can only demonstrate that, but the principles are same, and you can translate that to Linux or Mac as well if you have one of those OSs running. We'll also see how to create a Windows VM. Similarly, we'll see how to connect to the Windows VM. We'll see how to transfer files to the VM from Windows. We'll also see how to set up a web server on Windows VM, slightly advanced topic. You can skip that if you want. And also we'll see how to transfer files from Google Cloud Storage to the VM. We'll see this after we cover Google Cloud Storage. So that's a quick introduction to Google Compute Engine, or the virtual machines that you can set up on Google Cloud. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next lecture.